I'm looking at. There. Maybe. Somebody help me. Too much stuff in there.
Should be a yearbook, some other
I can't get any of it out of there.
evidence.
Okay. So yes, class of
98. 1998.
Chestnut Falls High School. Look, what's the stuff in the envelopes? Town of Chestnut
This should be the map.
Falls. Oh, hence why we need an area.
Is that our kitchen counter?
Okay, hold on, let me go back up. Give me 2 rows to this. Let's spread that out.
It's a map of the entire city. I'm going to voice over all this anyway, probably.
And the file on the crime, I guess. To Michelle Gray from Sheriff Stephen Navarro. The McDonough homicide case. Is this the email that we're supposed to? Yes. Okay, so we have a checklist here we're supposed to look at. We got a letter from the private investigator. This is a letter from the sheriff. Oh. Letter from the private investigator. Blacklight. High school yearbook. Map of Chestnut Falls. Letter from the sheriff. An investigation waiver.
Hello. Per recommendation by my trusted colleague, I'm reaching out to you for assistance in investigating a recent homicide. The extensive nature of this investigation is proving too much for one person to handle, and there are certain aspects that impede on my objectivity. I understand that you are incredibly capable, so I have no doubt that you will be an asset in solving this case. The victim is Charles McDonough, a pharmacist in Chestnut Falls, Illinois. He was murdered on the night of his high school reunion, or rather, our high school reunion. Charlie and I both graduated from Chestnut Falls High in 1998. I've always had the tendency to hyper-focus on my work and neglect to defend those, I can't read, while under pressure, those around me, Charlie included. But I remember him as a kind person, always surrounded by the same tight-knit group of friends who called themselves the Hacky Pack. Unfortunately, they are now our prime suspects. 5 suspects from the friend group currently reside in Chestnut Falls. Antonio Villar, a record shop owner, Arthur Hughes, the high school history teacher, Robin Dupre, a farmer, Nicholas Matsukas, neuroscientist, and Susan Lee, veterinarian. 3 are in town just for the reunion: Aura McBride, lawyer, and Charlie's cousin, Nita Patel, freelance journalist, and Gavin Nash, plastic surgeon. Lastly, we must consider Sarah, Charlie's wife, whom he met in college, as an additional subject. Suspect, stop recording. Stress me out. In the process of gathering witness statements from the 9 suspects and have provided you with the transcribed copies of what I have so far, I started tracking the suspects' movements in a timeline based on their recounts of the night. It's included in the case file, so please think of it as a jumping-off point, because this investigation is still ongoing. There is still key evidence to be collected and uncovered. Rest assured, you will eventually receive everything pertaining to your case that is in my power to obtain. I've also created a virtual shared desktop for you to access remotely. There you will find further information and resources to help you in your investigation. Any new evidence that I receive will be locked with a password, which I will be sure to provide you with. Needless to say, everything is strictly confidential, so please do not share this information with anyone. On the desktop, you will find a document named Plan of Action. It should help you understand what you're doing as you go through the case file. There is a folder named To Organize, where I keep files that I haven't had the chance to, organize. It contains school records from the 1998 Chestnut Falls archive, in which you can access with the following password. Please take a look and decide to yourself if it can be relevant. I implore you to examine this case with an objective eye and fill in any gaps that I may overlook. With your help, there's a chance I might finally get a good night's sleep. I'll touch base with you soon. Michelle Gray.
Okay, so we went through everything, read all of the accident reports, the individual reports from all of the witnesses. Tried to create, that's probably right in your guys' eyes. Tried to create a timeline on this thing here, and I just kind of want to give you an overview of what we've got all laid out here, so you know that if you decided to do something like this, what you would be getting in your box. So check it out. There's the box, and you're going to get a map of the entire town, Chestnut Falls. If that's, I don't even know if they send everybody the same thing, but if you get an example of what we got anyway, let's just say that. And on each of this thing, it gives you kind of a, a legend there telling you where everything's located. Little article that tells you about the death, and you get to discover inconsistencies in the reports and stuff like that. These are just the all the witness statements that we have so far. You don't get all of them at once. It is something that you have to continue a subscription. We did a 6-month. We'll go through there and we'll let you know if we figure it out by then. This is a timeline that we've been filling in. Get the search warrant. This is a letter from the sheriff to a private investigator asking for help, which happens to have went to school with these same people. And this is the accident report. Stuff kind of looks, realistic, I guess. There was the cool cup holder that we got. Little notebook. We've been writing down things that we see in here and taking notes. List of the people. The black light. We did discover some stuff with the black light, which was kind of neat. This was their yearbook. And there was only just so many people that went to this school. It made it a little easier. It's a small town. But, you get to learn about each of the people and, different, kind of all comes together, at least as much as it can for what we know right now. I think there is the Hacky Pack, which is these guys that are all suspects now. One of them is dead. It was a group of 10 people, or actually 9 people, and including the guy's wife. She's a suspect. We don't really know too much about her, but anyway, it was really interesting. Took several hours of our evening together and kind of throwing ideas at each other about what we think could have happened, why it would have happened that way. You're supposed to try to eliminate one person each month. We really couldn't come to an agreement on which person we would eliminate, but we got some ideas. So, it really wasn't necessary that we eliminate someone, I guess, but I'll keep you guys updated. I really struggle with, not telling you guys too much about this Hunt a Killer game. But I do want you to have a little bit of background information so you would know kind of, what it's even about. So this one here, we have been contacted by a private investigator to help out on a case where there was a class reunion that had happened, and one of the main class members, there was, I think, 9 of these people called themselves the Hacky Crew or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was. I could read it back in here, but one of them ends up missing, and then so all of them are there at the family or at the class reunion, so they all become suspects, and you get to read each one of their, incident reports or whatever. You can go online and search like their school records and stuff like that, and it's kind of neat. It could be a little more in depth, Corey and I talked that heck, they could make Facebook profiles for these people. I mean, there's probably millions of people playing this game, so it would be kind of difficult to try to do all these interviews and different things like that. But it would be pretty cool to, go through a Facebook profile so you could see what does this person do, what do they like, whatever, blah, blah, blah. We don't have that, so we just have to read what we have here and kind of base our observations off of that report and looking into the yearbook from their school. You get to know a little bit about the people from the yearbook, so that was kind of cool also. But anyway, I just wanted to, give you a little bit of background information. Our next package should be coming. I think my wife signed up for 6, which each time you're supposed to be able to eliminate one of the suspects. We weren't really positive on eliminating one of these, but it doesn't really matter. So I think with this particular Hunt a Killer game, it's not just one time and you're done. You have to keep going. I can't remember what she said the price of the 6 were, but if there's 9 suspects, I think we're gonna have to go on past the 6. So if you guys have seen some of the other ones, I don't remember what they're even called, but yeah, do a review. Let me see what they are. Let us know. So maybe one of us will try one of those also. They have some more extensive kits that I would really like to get into. The escape rooms and stuff like that are really cool to me. So anyway, just wanted to let you know, y'all. I will definitely do an update as soon as we get the next box. Keep on trucking.